I'm speaking, it's Ursula Maxwell Lewis, and I'm in Londonderry in Derry, and I'm speaking to John McNulty, and tour guide par excellence. John, give me your feelings, your little bit about Derry on this after this great tour.
Derry is Ireland's most historic city. Been inhabited for over 1,500 years. It has got the walls built in the early 1600s by the Londoners. We have them intact, very, very unique. No other city in Ireland has these walls. And the physical walls themselves are actually Northern Ireland's largest historical monument. And to walk around the walls to hear the history is really, really fantastic way to see the city. It's actually the only way to see the city is walking its walls with a local guide by ourselves. We are sitting here beside the second largest river system in Ireland, the Foyle, and because of the Foyle the city exists because of its strategic location, and it's built on a hill surrounded by hills, giving it an absolutely fantastic setting. Everybody always remarks that Derry is the most beautifully located city in the whole of Ireland. Then on one side of us we have the beautiful County Donegal, on the other side the Causeway Coast. Without doubt the two most beautiful parts of Ireland, and we're stuck piggy in the middle. So we should be up to our necks in tourism. Tourism is without doubt our future. And I firmly believe that when we get things settled down politically here, that in years to come Derry will be the #1 destination to see in Ireland. We intend to take over from Kerry if at all possible. That is my ambition, to make Derry the #1 location, must-see location in Ireland.
Well, your tour has really made me feel that it's certainly one to advise people to visit. You were talking about the troubles, and you're saying about peace. You were talking about your hope or your feelings about the peace that's ensued.
Yes.
Yes. Can you just say a little about some of that?
Well, we have a lot of people here in the city working together. Like a good example of that would be Mr. McGuinness, who's the Deputy Prime Minister from an IRA Sinn Féin background, and the Presbyterian Minister, the Reverend David Latimer.
Yeah.
They have now become very good friends and are leading by example. Very, very much so. The local Protestant Bishop Dr. Good and the Catholic Bishop Dr. Hurley have a lot of contact as well. So the church people are showing great example. And while it's all symbolic, it is very important that they lead from the front. And the City Council again is another good example, because in a city that's 75% Catholic, say 25% Protestant, you have a Protestant mayor once every 4 years and a Protestant deputy mayor once every 4 years. So we have what we call parish sharing. We also have the marches, the Apprentice Boys marches, which can be seen as contentious in some places, now happening very peacefully in this city because of agreement. So things are very important. People are working together for the benefit of everybody.
Yes.
So that's the future, is a shared future. That has been a shared past. We have to have a shared future.
And learning from the past. And that's what we should do.
Not make the same mistakes again.
Exactly.
If a mistake's only a mistake if you don't learn from it.
True.
If you learn from it, then it should not be happening again.
Absolutely true. And now just behind you is the building that you talked about during World War II with the Canadians and others.
Yes, it was a large base called Sea Eagle. And don't forget, the Canadians were here in huge numbers during World War II because of the convoys, and it's provided fantastic service here. And actually had a very sad occasion here, one of my tours just last week. I had a lady from Canada, when I finished the tour, she said, "John, you'd never guess why I'm here." And I said, "How would I know?" She was here to put her father's ashes into the River Foyle. A 100% true story. He enjoyed his time so much here in Derry, Londonderry, during World War II. That was his dying wish, that his ashes would be put in the River Foyle. So that again shows that fantastic connection between the Canadians and, of course, the Irish. Now, talk about the emigration. And a very large proportion of your population might have left from here during the early days of the emigration.
Good story. John, thanks very much. The tour has been super. I've
Pleasure.
thoroughly enjoyed it. Very, very interesting.
Spread the word.
I will. Thank you.
I want to see lots of our Canadian friends come to visit us. They'll get a fantastic welcome, I can assure you.
And tell me, how do people get in touch with you?
We have our just by contacting the website, derrycitytours.com, or else just by coming here to the city, where all the hotels, guest houses will support us, and you'll see us, we will advertise.
Yeah, I can see, and you're over here on Artillery Street.
Tours go on a daily basis,
that
4
over
times
there.
a day. You don't have to pre-book, just turn up, you will get a tour of your life.
Lovely, and I would second that. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.